All right, let's get right into it. If you're an Algerian student with your sights set on studying in Australia for 2025 or 2026, then you are in the exact right place. We are going to break down the entire Subclass 500 student visa process into a really simple, clear roadmap. You know that feeling, right? The dream of studying down under is so exciting. But then you look at the visa application and wow, it can feel like a mountain of paperwork. It's so easy to get lost. Well, we're here to cut right through all that noise and give you a clear path forward. So, here's our game plan. We've broken this down into 5 key stages. We'll kick things off with the big picture, then we'll dive into eligibility, walk through the application itself, tackle the all-important financial proof, and wrap up with what to expect after you've hit that submit button. Okay, Section 1, your study journey. Let's try to think about this a little differently. This visa process, it isn't just a bureaucratic hurdle you have to jump over. It's actually the very first concrete step you take in making your dream a reality. Our whole goal here is to just demystify this entire thing. By the time we're done, you're going to have a clear, actionable plan that makes this whole journey feel, well, a whole lot more manageable. Okay, Section 2. Let's check your eligibility. This is all about laying the proper groundwork. We've got to cover the essentials, the things you need to have in place before you even think about filling out a single form. Here they are, the absolute non-negotiables. First, you need that acceptance letter, which is officially called a confirmation of enrollment, or COE. Then you've got to prove your English skills, and you need health insurance, or OSHC, for your entire stay. And finally, you have to satisfy what's called the genuine temporary entrant requirement, plus the standard health and character checks. So, what on earth is this GTE thing? Honestly, just think of it as your story. Your number one goal here is to convince the immigration officials that you're coming to Australia for one reason and one reason only, to study, and that you plan to head back to Algeria once your course is done. All right, now let's get to the real heart of it, building your actual application. Once you've ticked all those eligibility boxes, it's time to put everything together. We've taken the entire official procedure and basically boiled it down into a super simple 5-step checklist that's easy to follow. And here's what that journey looks like. It all begins with getting your documents in order. Next up, you'll create something called an IMI account, which is just the official government portal online. From there, it's pretty straightforward. You fill out the form, pay the fee, hit submit, and finally, you'll provide your biometrics. That's just your fingerprints and a photo. Let's really zero in on that crucial first step, your documents. You're going to need your passport and your Algerian ID, that all-important COE from your university, your GTE statement, proof you have the funds, your English test results, your old academic records, and the details of your health cover policy. Seriously, if I can give you one piece of advice, it's this. Start getting these together as early as possible. Okay, let's talk about the money part. For a lot of people, this is probably the most stressful piece of the puzzle, but it really doesn't have to be. It's just about understanding the numbers and showing your proof in a clear way. This number right here is so important. As of late 2023, the Australian government wants to see that you have at least 24,505 Australian dollars for 1 year of living expenses. Now, listen to me on this. This is critical. These figures can and do change. The absolute most important thing you can do is always check the official Department of Home Affairs website for the latest number before you apply. So how do they get to the total amount you need to show? Well, it's not just the living costs. You have to prove you can cover your first year of tuition, a return flight home, and your health insurance. It's the grand total of all these things together that you need to show proof for. So you've done it. You've prepared everything. You've double and triple checked all your documents, and you've hit that big submit button. First of all, congratulations. That's a huge step. But what happens now? Let's talk about the timeline. Right after you lodge, you'll get an acknowledgement email. Then, pretty quickly, usually in a week or two, you'll get instructions on where to go to provide your biometrics. And then comes the processing period. Now, this can take weeks or sometimes even months. Global processing times are all over the place, so you just have to be patient. The final decision will pop up right in your IMI account. Honestly, your two best friends during this stage are organization and patience. If they ask for more information, get it to them quickly. But other than that, this phase is really just about letting the officials do their work. You know, there's that great saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And it's so true here. Just by taking the time to understand this process, you've already taken that massive first step. You've replaced all that confusion with a solid plan. The path is all laid out for you. The adventure is literally waiting. So the only real question left is, are you ready to take that next step and kickstart your Australian journey? Good luck.